All right, what we have here is the American Lawman by Cold Steel. Let's go ahead and open her up. And I'll just use the Recon one to open it up. Just kind of want to do a little bit of side-by-side comparisons, so we will take a look. All right, open her up. Well, okay, show you the box here. American Lawman. You got 3.5-inch blade, overall 8 1/8 inches, S35 VN, 4.5 ounces, blade thickness 3.5 millimeters, and the handle length is 4 5/8, made out of G10. So here we are. Take a look at that. It's nice thin profile. The nice looking knife. Let's zoom out just a little bit. Give me a little bit of space there to work with. All right. Okay. So, yeah, it's a nice looking knife. All right. Let's see how that action feels. Good. Yeah, that feels really smooth. So right out of the box, that feels good. So I have noticed, it kind of depends on what ones you get. Like some of them, maybe they don't open quite as far as cold steels go. Most of them are pretty good. I did notice with my 4 Max, it was a little bit gritty when I opened it and pulled it out of the box. It felt a little bit gritty, although after washing it and cleaning it out, it doesn't feel that way anymore. So this one doesn't have that. So I think most are pretty good as far as action right out of the box. Most of my cold steels, and this one fits within that category of really smooth. So that's good. Yeah, it's a cool looking knife. Personally for me, I don't think it's as cool as some of the other cold steels. It just feels like, I don't know. I think it is. Obviously it's a quality knife, and like you can use it and choke up like that. But I do feel like the I don't know. I think it kind of looks a little weird to me, but as far as functionality goes, I think it is there. Yeah, I don't know, but I do like that it is thin and it is kind of set for more everyday carry. Kind of how like the Code 4 is a little bit thinner as well. Look at that overall thickness there; it's pretty close to the Code 4. But I don't know. I kind of like the way the Code 4 looks more than the American Lawman. That's just personal opinion, obviously, but I'm sure, functionality, I'm sure, is right on par. And the action is very smooth, and it is very comfortable to hold on to, as far as, what I can tell. Just, first impression grabbing onto it, it does feel very comfortable. And, yeah, very smooth action, so that's good. And, let's take a look at that. Centering is pretty centered. You can I guess you can kind of move the blade a little bit there when it's closed. So if you push it over a little bit, then you can put it right in the center. But once you open it and close it again, it's not going to be that way, right? So seems to be off to the left just a little bit, but pretty close. But yeah, yeah, that feels really good. In the hands, it feels pretty good. Obviously, like, you get something like the 8010. I think, yeah, I think the 8010 is still. Ooh, I almost cut myself there. I think the 8010 is a little bit more comfortable as far as like in the hand goes. That being said, you don't have as much of a choke up area here on the 8010 compared to this. It's like if you want to choke up on your cuts, I'd say the American Lawman actually beats out the 8010 on that. It's just that I like, as far as ergonomics go, that rounded grip on the 8010 really makes that a lot more comfortable, like for grabbing in general, just grabbing on that way, or choking up here, but you are kind of pushing right up on the edge of the blade there if you have a little bit bigger hands with the 80-10. You don't even have to worry about that at all with the American Lawman. I mean, that's a really big, good finger choil for just getting up there and working. So for functionality wise, I think it's right where it needs to be. You know, nice and thin, you know, good strong G10 handles. Action feels really, really good. And it is comfortable. So I don't know. I think she's a little ugly, but you know, but she'll do good for you. Here's your Recon 1 kind of in comparison. I think the Recon 1 is comfortable in the hands, but again, you know, it's like talking about choking up. I think the Recon 1 also looks better. I just think it looks cooler to me, in my opinion. But, you know, obviously, you know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So, but yeah, I mean, you're choking up with that. Yeah, I don't know. I really like that, actually. Yeah, maybe it's not as ugly as I think it is. I don't know. It's my opinion of it. I don't know. It's kind of growing on me a little bit. I think it's because it has such a big finger choil, though. Like, it adds, like, good functionality in choking up and makes it just really comfortable. But it makes it have kind of a big handle to blade ratio. And I think it kind of, that aesthetics there gets pulled away a little bit. But you are, I think, getting some functionality with that. So, you know, for what that's worth. Here's a 80-15. I was wanting to kind of show like some of the cold steel knives within this size range with the S35 VN steels, right? So, yeah, here's your 80-15. It's a different locking mechanism, obviously. You got your you know, your scorpion lock versus the oh, sorry, here, I'm trying to put that on the camera. Whatever, I'm not going to do that. You can do like a one-handed open close type thing with the 80-15. A little harder to do on the camera, but yeah, 80-15's really cool knife. Different locking mechanism. As far as looks go, I think the 80-15 looks the coolest out of all of them. You know, aesthetically, I think it's just super cool looking. Though ergonomically, it's pretty, like, I think it's pretty good, but yeah, coming back to, I don't know, I mean, this is just a first impression, so, I mean, maybe the longer term use, but just right out of the box, grabbing it, feeling it, the ergonomics on this thing just feel really good. So I'm gonna carry this knife around for the next few days. It's kind of my knife to play around with, because I actually am really liking those ergonomics with it. So, and I do like how thin that is. So I feel like that's going to fit really nice in the pocket and just kind of tuck in there. It is a little bit deep, like thick this way, you know, so it might take up a bit of space in the pocket, but it is, like, as far as, you know, width goes here, but width on this end, I don't know what you call that. You know, which width are we talking about here? But yeah, this width, this height of, you know, from the blade to the back there, that's pretty wide, versus there, that's nice and thin. So I guess, yeah, wide here, thin here. So it'll be nice in the pocket this way, maybe not this way. We'll see. But yeah, let's kind of take a look here. I guess it's really not much wider. It actually just tucks in a little bit shorter because it's got the choil, so it gives it more like of a handle with taking overall less space. So it's actually not much. Yeah, it's actually, yeah, it just looks wider because it's not like as long, but it's really not taking up as much space as you'd think. So, okay, yeah, now, you know what, yeah, comparing it to these other ones, it actually it doesn't sink down as deep. So yeah, proportionally, it looks like it's wider here, but that's only because it's shorter in this aspect. So overall, that should actually fit in the pocket really nice. So yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a really cool knife. So there it is. And Obviously, you know, I did open it, and, you know, it comes with that left-handed pocket clip for you lefties out there. Just, you can see that as well. But yeah, I guess overall first impressions, yeah, maybe a little bit of an ugly duckling, but you know, turns out it's probably a beautiful swan. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll carry it around with me and see. So, but I do think there's a lot of potential for this knife. So yeah, we'll play around with it and see how that goes. And one of these days, I'll probably make a follow-up video to this. You know, yeah. So we'll see. But yep, there it is. All right, I'll stop wasting your time. You guys have a good day. Bye.